Mu Sul is a hybrid Korean martial art that borrows from Hapkido's joint blocks, Judo's throws, Taekwondo's kicking, Kung Fu's flowing attacks, and Tai Chi's key training. Kuk Mu Sul is a hard soft style, meaning that while its attacks are strong, fluidity and flexibility are in many ways more important, as these two things allow a student of the art to easily counter, but more importantly avoid, their opponent's attacks. The three main principles of Kuk Mu Sul are Yu, Hua, and Wan. Yu represents flowing water, which teaches us to be flexible with whatever comes our way. Hua means harmony, which guides us to live more peacefully with our fellow human beings. Finally, Wan means circle, which shows us that taking a less conventional approach to facing our obstacles may be the most effective.
My name is Elliot Stone, and I empower people's lives through the martial art industry. So I currently own and operate Elite Martial Arts in Scotts Valley, and I also have a couple other projects in the works for the martial art industry, and my goal is just to inspire people to live their best life. I started practicing martial arts when I was 7 years old, back in 1995. I was just brought to a buddy day, and I jumped on the mat and gave it a try and fell in love with it.
My name is Sarah Masoner. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. Let's see, I started practicing martial arts after the June promotion of 2009. I started because with my career, we really promote self-care, and I would tell my clients to, oh, you need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of yourself, and I wasn't taking care of myself. So I went to a promotion and I was listening to someone give their black belt speech, and they were saying that martial arts was truly their therapy. And that just really clicked for me, and I'm like, this could be something I could possibly maybe do to take care of myself.
My name is Jamie Gill, and currently I am a asset or loss prevention detective for Macy's, but I've also been for a number of years and still currently do part-time as a chef in private caterer, so I do small functions for people who want to have amazing food but don't, want to pay for a big over-the-top catering company. So I've been in food for 23 years. So my passion. I came here about 20 months ago, and as we talked, like the very specific months, I'll explain it, but about 20 months ago is when I started working, or coming to Elite specifically. I started because I had a really big change in my life, and it was making me gain a lot of weight, and it was a difficult time in my life. Somebody suggested that martial arts and coming here would be a good idea. It was Miss Downs' daughter, and when I met Miss Downs and I had an intro with her doing a class, I knew this is where I had to be to get the change I wanted in my life.
My name is David Brock, and I've been a physical therapist for 25 years. Started martial arts about 6 years ago now. I started because my young daughter was in it. I felt it was a good thing for her to do, and in the back of my mind I always wanted to try martial arts, so I figured this would be the best opportunity to do it.
As you might expect of any sport, a martial art, through the discipline and strength it instills in its practitioners, can vastly improve your physical and mental fitness. Now let's hear Jamie tell us about the effect Kuk Mu Sul has had on her journey of weight loss.
The weight I've lost is I've lost 51 pounds. And today I was taking measurements, I've lost 10 inches around my center. It's been really amazing the way it's affected my health today. When I came here, I was dealing with a lot of mental, personal issues. I was dealing with a devastating battle with alcoholism, and I had recently been divorced. So coming here has given me the strength to get through a lot of that, and it's part of my regimen of what I do to stay happy and healthy and sober today.
Sarah, who's been living with type 2 diabetes for over a decade, discovered that not only was Kuk Mu Sul a good way to be a better role model for her clients, but it's also a great way to keep her blood sugar stable.
I would say I was not managing my diabetes before martial arts. There's a test that doctors do that is a 3-month average of your blood sugar, and my number was very much in the dangerous range, in the range of where you really start having major complications, and now that number is not. Since I've started martial arts, I would say the primary way of managing my diabetes is by regularly, constantly doing a sport I love, which is Kuk Mu Sul. And so I'm on one less medication. I have not changed my eating very significantly, and my numbers for the past 3 years have been well within the non-diabetic range.
Martial artists have about a 4 in 10 chance of experiencing some kind of injury during their training. Since these injuries can often keep you from training, it's a good idea to know how to prevent them. Now David will give us some advice on how to do just that.
Number one, pay attention to the teachers and how they instruct you. If you can only get into martial arts class once or twice a week, then you're going to have to go ahead and start exercising at home. Stay flexible, stay strong, and don't overextend yourself. That's my problem. I overextend myself, and that's when I get injured. At this stage in my life, I'm beginning to understand that, finally.
As you see here, many of the styles Kuk Mu Sul comes from have an extremely high risk of injury, so it's not always possible to prevent injuries from happening. Now we'll go back to David to find out how to get back on the mat if an injury does happen.
Number one, see the appropriate rehabilitation specialist. I'm a physical therapist, so that'd be the number one person that I would recommend. And number two, give yourself plenty of time. And then also 3, when you get back into class, don't push yourself. Make sure that the class is performed at a level that you're okay with initially, and then move on from there.
The only other thing, I would just encourage anyone watching is to try to check out martial arts. And I don't care if it's my school or another school, it doesn't matter. But just the enormous amount of benefits you can draw from training in martial arts is huge. One of the martial art industry leaders, he's won the Lifetime Achievement Award for our industry, Dave Kovar. He says that he believes all parents should do 3 things for their child, and that's teach them how to ride a bike, teach them how to swim, and enroll them in a martial art program. Just because, again, what the confidence, the self-defense, the stress relief, the focus, the discipline, just what you can draw from a martial art program, it can be life-changing.